not working on this. I just pulled the engine out of this. I ain't made a video in a while. Figured I'd just do like a little update video. Transmission second crooked. That's because the mount over here is bad, and the subframe down there is completely broke. And of course that one's still good, but power steering pump's just setting up there for right now. I got the torque converter, you know, got a little strap and bolt and a couple of spacers to hold that, and I got it ratchet strapped up just to hold it in there. Of course the axles are all busted and everything in it anyway. This is just a little donor cavalier. Of course you can tell by where everything's busted because that wheel's facing that way and that wheel is basically straight. But yeah, so I just got the engine out of it yesterday. So this is the engine. The guy's supposed to be bringing me another Cavalier over that's got an engine locked up in it, and he had this one setting, so I'm going to basically just take that engine out, put this engine in. I mean, just take your belt off. Of course you got your tensioner right here, 3/8 ratchet fits. You gotta take your power steering pump off. Your AC pump, of course it's sitting right there, I just took it off because it didn't have nothing in it anyway. So, and plus that car's getting scrapped as soon as he gets it back home. You know, you gotta take your alternator off. I took the coil packs out to give me a little bit more room to the 2 bolts that are underneath it right here. And, you know, to get your starter out, which that's pretty simple anyway. I mean, it's easy to change starter while you're already under there. And then you got this little bracket right here. I think it's 215s. You take it loose, and you can even take it loose right there. I just popped it off of the transmission there, and that was all I need to do. And I had enough room. You got enough room to slide it all the way over and pull it up, but you got to kind of, once you get it loose from the transmission, you got to kind of move it forward a little bit, because this will hit right here. The idle air control valve will start trying to hit and everything, so you got to kind of maneuver it a little bit. But once you maneuver it enough, you basically, you got it. But yeah, disconnect your fuel lines. This one's got a quick disconnect. This one you got to twist off. Then you got all 4 injectors you got to do. And then there's a plate where these are. This one and this one. There's a plate that sits up here on top of it. Covers it. You got to take that loose just so you can get into everything. But yeah, me and my wife pulled this out yesterday. I started on it night before. I drained all the coolant out of it. I ain't drained oil out of it. I mean, it's not really a heavy motor anyway. So, I mean, but while you got it out, I mean, here's perfect. Change the oil. You got the drain plug, and you got your oil. So, I mean, I'm gonna ask him if he wants to just go ahead and change the oil in it while it's already setting out. Be easy to do. Don't really got to worry about nothing really. I mean, you get right straight to the oil filter. And you ain't got to try to reach through or over or try to come down and, grab it around the transmission while it's in the car. I mean, it's already out. Might as well change it. And then it'd be easy just to put my drain pan right there, drain the oil, take the oil filter out and drain it off. Had to go get me some bolts today for to fit in here, where it's just part of the threaded block right here, and here, and this one's a through bolt, so I got one a little bit longer. These are all metric bolts. I think it's a 12 millimeter 1.75 pitch on them that's threaded. And this one I just got another one, the same thing, but I just went and got put a washer over here, washer here, and now it's got me a nut to fit it just so I could tighten it down there. That did pretty good, I mean, it's holding it. I mean, because, you can see the chain. It's holding up. I just needed somewhere to put this so I can use that. My engine lift so I can pull whenever he brings the other Cavalier over. I can, my daughter's riding her little 4-wheeler around. I gotta fix it a little bit more. But, a lot of people said to disconnect it from the transmission and pull the transmission back. But, I mean, as you can see, I did, and a lot of people say to take this out. You can see I didn't take none of that out. I just took the power steering pump loose, AC, disconnect your exhaust and everything, all your coolant lines. The computer and the cruise control is mounted right here and right here. So I just unmount them and they all come over here because this is where the wiring harness all goes anyway. So, I mean, you got your plugs, and there's some that are a pain in a butt to get to. I'll show you. There, which, I mean, these you can get to, but these right up here, these two are a little bit of a pain to get to. Then you got your evap right here. I don't know how good you can see it on camera, but you got one line right here. You can get to the plug with this line. Let me see if I can get it in a frame or whatever. This line, though, it's got a little tab here. You pull that tab out and wiggle the line, it'll pop right off. I was in a hurry. I just cut it because, like I said, this car is getting scrapped anyway. So it's only for evap. So, I mean, it ain't really going to matter that much. I just nipped it off and said sayonara to it. And then you got to take the whole motor mount off. All you got to do is take this piece out, which is 2 15s and 2 13s. 2 15s mount on the motor and a 2 13s mount right here. You can just go right here, get them out, and then take that whole piece out, and then you're done. I mean, basically you got your heater hoses. They was pretty good and stuck on there though, the heater hoses were. I do gotta say that. But other than that, I mean, a lot of people say pulling that, like I say, pulling that transmission back. You ain't gotta pull that transmission back. There's a fly. I don't know if you can hear it or not. I don't know, it's a damn wood bee. Get out here. Daggone wood bee. But yeah, I mean, once I didn't pull the transmission back, nothing. I just put me a jack right down there on the transmission, just hold it up. Pry bar once, because the motor's already coming loose anyway, so I just got a pry bar and just pushed it over. I didn't even have to really pry on it. I just need something to get down there and push it. But it pushed over just fine. I didn't have to move the transmission back. Move the motor until it's almost hitting over here, and then it, like I said, you can see where it hits a little bit right there. And whenever you get up so high, you got to kind of, let me get it in a better angle. You got to kind of move it all this way. And don't forget about, where your wires go. Like here's a couple of the starting wires. There is another starting wire right there. And then you got all your grounds, which I know where the ground wires go. They're pretty simple. The ground wires that go to the motor, I think there's like 3 or 4. They go to these top 2 bolts. Because top 2 bolts ain't actually just solid bolts. The top 2 bolts are these. And then the rest of them are just regular bolts. But yeah, and if you're gonna scrap a vehicle, save your clamp stuff. But figured I'd make a little video since I ain't posted in a while, so just on what I'm doing. Alright, see y'all.